Hello YouTube, and welcome back to some Mass Effect. Now, before I get started, I kind of want to say a few things. Sorry about the absence for anyone who actually watches my stuff. When I'm playing this game, you might notice a few differences. Hopefully the lights aren't blinding anymore. I think I can figure out how to fix that. I installed a mod that enhances the graphics, but it causes a few glitches, so I disabled that mod. Still kept like the HD textures, but I disabled like the effects and stuff. I'm done with college for the next month or so, so there'll hopefully be a bit more recording. I need to turn the game audio down so it doesn't echo. Now, I actually played for about 5 or so minutes just to get the controls and stuff back up down. I plan on doing this location right here, the asteroid, whatever it is, and that is because of the fact that there's some very powerful equipment at this location that I want to get. Now, that being said, while this little cutscene goes on, I want to talk about my YouTube channel. While in college, I didn't have a lot of time to record. But now that I'm out of college, I can spend more time to sit down and do some recording. Now, when this month is up, that is not going to be the case anymore. I'm going to have to go back to very, very minimal gaming because I didn't do very well in this semester, and which means I'm going to have to focus more time on schooling and less time on my YouTube channel. So that means that there's going to be even less after this month is up. But I'm going to try to record as much as I can for this month and get some content out there. I have a series of like about 3 or 4 videos worth of recording that I did with my friend. You won't be able to hear him in the video, but you'll be able to hear me, and he's in the video. My microphone wasn't able to pick him up because he doesn't talk very loudly. Now, on to something slightly different. For those of you who actually watched my series on Spyro, the Other Dragon, I will be recording a bit more of that now that I've got something that actually works. I had recorded about a half hour's worth of Year of the Dragon with a webcam active. However, my webcam is crap, and when I reviewed the footage, I found out that the webcam only recorded like part of what it's seen. So like it would record it in about like 10 frames per second. So it was really, really jerky and not very good to look at. So that is going to be left, that I actually ended up deleting. So there's going to be one episode, it's going to be like short, when I record the next time for it. The initial location that I had done, probably one of the most annoying locations in the entire game, will not be in the recording. It will not be there. It'll be missing because I had recorded it while having the webcam active, so that footage will be lost. Unfortunately, can't be helped, I guess. But I talked about in that video that ended up getting lost that the reason why I haven't been able to be recording emulator games anymore, like the reason why my PlayStation 1 stuff and even my GameCube stuff I just stopped completely, is not due to not being able to record, because obviously I'm still able to record, just not as much. It's because of the fact that my program I used to emulate the to make the computer think that my PlayStation controller is a motion joy controller and not like not a actual PlayStation controller, stopped working. And I got it to work partially, but it's still very buggy and not optimal for playing. So when I seen that, so while I was out the other day, I actually found something that was very interesting to me. I found a Logitech dual action controller while at a flea market, and it was like $5, and I seen this as the exact same model that it was for like $50 or more at like for brand new versions of them at stores. So I thought, well, you know what, for $5 I'll try it. Probably won't work, but probably won't work because it's super cheap and it is used. It's a little bit worse for wear, like it doesn't look the best, but it feels great in my hand. It's a really nice shape, and it's actually a lot nicer shape than the PlayStation controllers. It's modeled after a PlayStation controller. Like, all the buttons are laid out the exact same and all that, but the actual like grip section is a lot nicer. So I plugged it in when I got home, and lo and behold, it actually works. It works really well, actually. Now, the biggest thing about it is that the left trigger is slightly more sensitive than the right trigger, but I guess I can't really complain about that. It's not that big of a deal. It's all about, when it's something so minor as that, it just means that I have to go into like config settings for emulators and like manually lower the sensitivity of the one controller, of the one joystick, not the other. But yeah, out of curiosity, just because of the fact that it looks so much like a PlayStation controller, I thought, you know what, just for fun, I'm gonna try plugging it into my PlayStation. Now, I didn't actually expect anything to happen when I plugged it into my PlayStation, but oddly enough, I was actually able to plug it into my PlayStation, and my PlayStation thought it was a plug-and-play PlayStation controller, which is really surprising because of the fact that it wasn't meant to be used for controlling consoles, just computer. So I was kind of surprised when that happened. Now, because of the fact that the one joystick is slightly more sensitive than the other, it's not like the most used for straight up console gaming, but now I technically have 3 PlayStation controllers. So if I have like a friend over or whatever, and if I have 2 friends over or whatever, I can. Ooh, I'm near the edge of the map there a little bit. If I have like a couple friends over, we can play some PlayStation, and it won't be such a big deal because like I'll have 3 controllers that are usable instead of just 2. It works great. Like I said, the only real issue is that the one joystick is slightly more sensitive than the other. But I've already gotten over that. I've already figured out like compensation and stuff like that. My biggest gripe about it is the arrow keys. They're rounded. Like, it's like a circle with little nibs sticking out in where the arrow keys would be, where the arrow buttons would be, which is a little bit annoying. Like, it's definitely not optimal for games and stuff like that. It's because of the fact that it's rounded, it's really easy to accidentally hit like diagonally instead of instead of straight in one direction, which is a real issue for a few games, like a couple of games I was playing on the computer and on my console. Now, like I said, it's not a big deal. Like, I don't really use the arrow keys very much. The whatever you want. I don't even know what to call it because I don't use it very often. But like that and the triggers. The triggers are completely flat. They have no like when you push them down, they don't actually like bend in like they do on a PlayStation controller. Like you know how like the L2 and R2 when you pull a trigger for it, it pulls inwards instead of just pushes inwards. On this Logitech controller, they just push in. They don't like curve in when you pull them, which is a bit odd, but like it's nothing game breaking or whatever. Still works just great. The only thing that it loses because of that is like games that actually have a sensitivity thing where like it senses how far you're pulling in the trigger, which a lot of games don't do. Mostly GameCube games do that. GameCube games do that a little bit, so it's not the best for emulating some GameCube games, but I don't really like using controllers for GameCube games anyway. I want to buy, I've said this multiple times, I want to buy a jack that allows me to plug in an actual GameCube controller into my computer. Because I like the GameCube controller and it feels nice in my hand. But this controller will do just fine. And I'll be able to actually start recording my emulator games again, and people will be happy, and I won't hear people complaining to me about, why'd you stop playing? Why'd you like stop recording your games completely? And like, now that I have this controller, I actually plan on recording some Ocarina of Time. And before anyone decides to complain to me, like, you're starting another game when you haven't even finished any of the games that you've started, yes, I am going to. And I might try getting a hold of a copy of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest. I've raged enough as it is with just like straight up Ocarina of Time, which I've been playing on my GameCube, but for that matter, I dug out my GameCube and I've been playing a couple games on that because I love the GameCube and the GameCube's amazing. So yeah, I dug out my GameCube and been playing some Ocarina of Time and some Wind Waker. I'm probably gonna play through some. What's it called? Well, actually not painted in the game right now. Majora's Mask. I'm probably gonna play through Majora's Mask as well, because apparently Majora's Mask is really good. I've played it very, very little bit. Never beat it, ever. Actually, I've never beat any Mario games or Zelda games for that matter. I almost beat a couple of Zelda games, but never. As far as I know, I think the only Zelda game that I've ever beat is Ocarina of Time. So I guess I can't really say I've never beaten a Zelda game. I've come very close to beating multiple Zelda games, but I've only ever beaten one, I guess is what I should say. Yeah, I rage enough as it is with like straight up Ocarina of Time. The fact that I'm considering putting Ocarina of Time on my channel is bad enough as it is. I'm gonna have people yelling at me just for playing it, and playing poorly for that matter, because I'm not very good at Zelda. I love the games, but I'm really, really bad at Zelda. But the fact that I'm considering putting Master Quest on my channel is probably the worst idea I've ever had, because Master Quest is supposedly twice as hard as straight up Legend of Zelda. Because of the fact that it's what they wanted to do with the game to begin with, but they just didn't have the processing power on the console or the space on the disc, on the cartridges, to put Master Quest as the original version. And if not having enough processing power to put the game on is any indication, the game is going to be ridiculously hard, because the N64 had a fairly decent amount of processing power.
I hear you. What's going on?
And yet it is incapable of processing the Master Quest version, even with the expansion pack. Let's just ignore the fact that the cartridges didn't really have enough space for the Master Quest version.
Why are they doing
like the cartridges barely were able to weren't capable of putting the Master Quest version on them. However, they were going to release the Master Quest version on CD for people who owned the CD attachment or disk drive attachment for the N64. However, due to poor sales, they decided to scrap that. Now, as a result, they tried to make the standard version the new quote-unquote, like the quote-unquote standard version, a bit more difficult. However, they were unsuccessful in doing much more to what it was. They had to dumb it down a lot, and that's as a result to processing power lack in processing power, and lack in space. I've seen some stuff on the Master Quest version. Shit is intense. Like, it is ridiculous.
Oh God, I didn't mean to.
Does that mean that I'm going to not beat it?
Takes more
Probably.
than that one shot to bring me.
I have
I didn't even realize.
probably
you
due
were
to the
doing
fact that I'm stubborn and I don't like doing side missions on
I know you're scared, but I'm here to help.
Zelda games. I like just playing straight up storyline and
I'm the
get
chief
shit
engineer
done,
of the front.
which results in me having
We
very,
don't have
very
much time.
low.
The Batarians fired up the fusion torches. You've
Opening
got
in
to
the
shut
game.
them down before we hit Terra Nova. There are 4 million people down there.
No, that's fine for
I
original,
family.
or
They live in Aronis.
I want to say
Kids,
original, but it's not really original.
Nice community, good schools.
Having only like base health is fine for like Ocarina of Time, but for Master Quest,
I don't have time to do the math.
you
in my
almost
head.
need
What happens if we don't stop?
to do the side stuff, because
X-57 is 22 kilometers long, twice the
straight
size
off the
of
bat,
asteroid that wiped
there's
out
like
the Earth's dinosaurs. It would
the
be
amount of enemies
millions
on
fusion
screen
bombs
goes from
striking
like
at once. Millions.
like 5 or so
The blast.
to like
1,000
15,
kilometers away, clothes will ignite.
and
Global
those enemies
wildfires.
aren't
Shot will
pushovers
flatten
either.
everything for hundreds of
They take
kilometers.
more hits.
Terra Nova will die, Shepard.
They
Not just our company.
there's more of them.
There'll be a
They're
climate,
faster,
mass extinctions. The ecosystem won't recover for thousands of years.
and they have better
Millions.
AI.
This doesn't make
As a
any sense.
result,
Batarians
I'm
run
going
the
to
game.
rage
I'm asking
considerably
for it profitable.
if I end up putting it on the channel,
What does this
which I
mean?
want to.
I've heard all the stories. Slave rings ranching people
Yeah.
and animals. Pirate bands.
I guess that's
burning
enough getting
colonies
off
down.
topic and just talking.
Citadel conventions forbid asteroid drops. Batarians would go this far.
I've been trying to come up with ways to get my channel out there without going in like onto other people's videos and say, "Hey, look at my channel! It's amazing! I do playthroughs and I have nothing finished on my entire channel."
This isn't how I
You know,
expected the
that
world to
sort
be
of
when I rolled
shit.
out of bed this morning.
I haven't come up with anything solid yet.
You were on the ground when this happened.
However, I'm hoping I will eventually, because I
They
want
landed at the main facility.
to
It's locked down now.
grow my channel at least
Passcode.
a
No
bit,
idea what's going on inside.
as I want to have
Nazi
more than
groups head out
11
each of the tour
subscribers.
stations. Didn't say how many. Enough to give you a fight.
Now this isn't about a money thing. I'm sorry, I'm eating rockets. I got just a rocket sitting next to me and I couldn't help myself.
Any idea who's behind
Now,
this? Who's leading
yeah, this isn't
That
about
might
money.
provide a clue.
Getting more subscribers
I
isn't
heard a
about
couple of them
any like
talking.
money thing.
They mentioned a Balak. It sounded like he's the
It's just
one in
about I
charge.
want.
They didn't seem
It's
convinced
about
this
me
was a good
wanting
idea,
to
but they
get
were
my
scared of
content
him.
out
Smart
there.
enough to do what he wanted.
I want people to enjoy what I
Terrorists
enjoy.
everywhere, and I need to shut down all 3 torches.
I want people to like
Anything else I should know?
understand that.
One of the torches is surrounded by live blasting caps.
Well, I guess not understand. I want people. I want to be able to like share my enjoyment with other people,
That tank of yours will set them off, so you'll have to go in on foot.
and
Even then, they'll explode if you get too
like,
close. Just go slow and easy.
just for
You set them up. Can you disable
just from like
from here.
me and my friends.
No.
Like I show them
There are
games,
manual
new games
controls
like
by
it
the
all the
entrance to
time. Like I
torch
show them
facility inside the blast
little
zone.
short blurbs of me playing them and stuff like that.
One last thing.
And
I had a crew
a lot of the time they go about after that they're like, oh, that looks like a lot of fun. I'm gonna go get that
Terrorists are
game.
ruthless. I saw
Like, I
them
want
smash the
to
face
I want
off
to
the
share
tank.
my experiences and like share these cool games
I don't think they
and
always
like
wait for a corpse before feeding.
modern or classic that I find a lot of fun with other people, so that maybe they will go out and try something new, like playing a freaking PlayStation 1 Spyro game, like, because it's fun. Like even after all these years, it's still fun. Like that's my goal. I want to be able to share my experiences with other people. That's basically what I want to say.
I already found 2 of them. They didn't make it.
I see. Well,
I'm not really sure how I want to continue that thought, but
can hope, right?
if anyone watches
There
this
were a
stuff
bunch of engineers over
and
at the main
they
facility.
like it, please don't
Probably all dead. That or
feel you
lost
need
by the
to share it
terrorists.
with your friends or with other people. But if you did, I would appreciate it, because like that's motivation for me to record more. Like when no one watches my videos, I get demotivated. Like I think, what's the point of me recording my videos if no one's gonna watch them and get any enjoyment out of them? Like it's hard enough to record a video with like talking while I'm playing.
A woman named Kate
But-
Coleman contacted me. The Batarians haven't found her yet.
I do it because of the fact that I want to share it with other people, and
He's one of my best
if you
engineers.
enjoy my
He
content,
signed on with
please.
his brother, Aaron.
You don't have to, but please share it with other people so that a few more people can enjoy what I do, and
You'd better find a good place.
you
to
know,
hide.
it'll be more motivation for me to like do better in school, so that I don't have to worry about my grades, which means that I can have more time to work on my YouTube channel. If I don't have to worry about my grades, I can worry more about my YouTube channel. But yeah, like that's all I really wanted to say on that. Like it's kind of a weird way to go in a recording video, like, but I kind of thought that I kind of wanted to get that off my chest. Like it's not like I'm having so much difficulty just getting my YouTube channel out there, and I don't want to be one of those guys who goes onto someone else's YouTube channel and says like, hey, I got a YouTube channel, you should check it out, and ignore this other person. Because I'm not that kind of guy. Like, yeah, I've been tempted to do that, but I've never done it because I'm not that kind of guy. And a lot of people hate people that do that. They go to like the YouTube channel just to check it out, and then like they go to the YouTube channel and then like they post a bunch of nasty shit on like their videos and stuff. So I don't want to get known by doing that. Like sure, I'll get a couple people might actually like stay and watch some stuff and say, oh, this is actually good. But I don't want to run the risk of being one of those guys that no one likes. and are like boycotted because of what they did. So yeah, that is like my sob story of
Hear me?
shit.
All kinds of interference. Damn. Sorry.
Guess that's
There's a lot of feedback.
guess
If I
that's
can fix it.
all I can say on that.
Meantime, just keep doing
Now, I probably won't finish this DLC in this video. Now, actually, I should probably make a point that this is actually a DLC. One of only 2 DLCs that ever came out for this game. Now, that being said, you can't actually get this DLC anymore. And I had a hell of a time getting a hold of it myself. I had to actually get someone else's codes to be able to install it. Which is probably a bad thing. But I really wanted to have... Oh, no. I'm taking a lot of hits. But I really wanted to be able to put up, have the extra content for this game. Now the reason why you can't get these DLCs anymore is because they don't actually... They were never actually... They were all free DLCs. However, while they were free DLCs, they were actually only available while the game was really new. They went up for free and were available on the website if you input your code. However, I tried going onto the website and you actually can't input your game's code anymore to get the DLCs. So, getting a hold of the DLCs if you ever wanted to play them is a pain in the ass. And I recommend just not even worrying about it, because this DLC, the other DLC is crap. Like, let's not even, it's not like beat around the bush, it's crap. This DLC is good because it gives you some really powerful gear and you actually have to work for it. It's not like handed to you shit, but it's even this is almost not worth the trouble. Like, the game's great and this DLC is good. However, I would worry more about the DLC for Mass Effect 2 and 3. A lot more worth the because they're readily available. I think Rex is about to die and now he's not even having any issues, which is really sad. Yeah, trying to get a hold of the DLCs for this game is almost not worth it. The only reason why this DLC is sort of worth it is because of the fact that you can get some really powerful gear in this, like for really powerful gear for biotics and stuff like that. If you don't play as a biotic, it's not a big deal. The DLC is far from necessary if you don't play as a biotic. Oh my god, why won't they? There we go. It's far from necessary, and the enemies are very, very tough. Because this is like an end game DLC. The enemies are very tough, and that. However, I should note that this is the first. In this DLC is the very first time that Batarians are actually introduced. Batarians and I think Varian. This is the first time Varian were introduced as well. Don't quote me on that. I know that it's the first time Batarians were introduced. However, Batarians were talked about in the game. And damn, are they ugly or what?
Who's shutting down the torches?
And they sound just as bad.
Find this problem and deal with it. Get her out of here.
Delicious rock. I purposely left the hardest one to last. Although I guess like the hardest to get into. The actual buildings that you go into are setups. Like no matter which one you go into first, you'll always get the same, like it'll be always the exact same like building, no matter which building you go into first. Like the inside will be the exact same no matter what. And then the second one you go into, no matter which one you choose to go second, it'll always be this one. And then the third one you go into, no matter which one you go into, it'll be the same. It's a little programming thing to make it easy, so that they don't have any like conflicting shit going on, you know? But yeah. I'm going to do the last, what the hell? I'll do the last like torch location, and after that I'm gonna hold off on doing the final part of the mission, just because of the fact that I don't have a lot of time to record right today, but I do have more time than I would normally have. I have to like set up schedules kind of things, so that's like at this point in time, at this time of the day, I'm gonna do some recording. So if everyone else would kindly go somewhere else so that I can record, I'd be greatly appreciative of that, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's the final fusion torch. I purposely left this one for last, just because of the fact that it's a pain in the ass to get into. There is an really easy way to get into it, but it's a pain. But I just don't like doing this mission in general. This location is annoying.
Warning. Ground penetrating radar detects anti-vehicle demolitions nearby. Proceed on.
Who's the other gun? Oh, there. I'm running out of things to say. Again, that's another one of the things that I need to work on for my YouTube channel, like learning how to talk for like long periods of time. It's actually really, really difficult. I'm not going to lie. Well, that's unfortunate. I was gonna say, resume last save. It would have been on the Normandy out of rage quit. Alright, I'm gonna get to that location, quick save, and then we'll get in, we'll deal with the guys, get out, I'll save, and then I'm done for recording for now at least. Besides Ocarina of Time Master Quest, if there's any other like classic games that you want to see on my channel, feel free to tell me. Nothing like too overly difficult, like, because I'm not like the best gamer. Yeah, I wish I was like a super amazing gamer, but I'm really not. I'm pretty mediocre. I'm better than a lot of my friends, but that's not necessarily saying much. Now, at Call of Duty, I'm pretty decent, at least like multiplayer. I'm pretty good at free for all. I usually come in like top 3 all the time. Top 3, if not top 3, top 5. And I even win quite a few times. Like a lot of the time, I will be first, second, third, or fourth. That's usually where I stand in the game. That's usually where I stand in like Call of Duty games. First, second, third, and fourth. Which isn't bad, I guess. Decent for like a mediocre player, I guess. Although a lot of the time I gotta say it's probably luck. Probably. I gotta remember where the freaking sweet spot is for this. I cannot remember how to quick save, so I'm going to just like standard save. Apparently I can't. Settings. Controls. Quick saves is F6. Quick save failed. God damn it. Shit. Alright. See if I can't find the sweet spot. I think it's on the mountain here. I don't even know if, if my computer's still recording anywhere. Ah. I win, you lose. Looks like I do. Fuck you! Ow. That wasn't very nice. What the wait. Seriously? No, it's not. Fuck you! What? What the hell? Yeah. Shoulder, you know. Whatever. Fuck this. Can I save now? No! God damn it! Quick save now. Quick save failed. Ah!
Fresh meat!
God damn it. I might have to actually finish this mission.
Release the Baron!
Release the Baron!
Move it!
No, I don't actually am. No, just shot right in the end. Good job, me. Hey, come on out. Sweet.
Negative contacts, Commander.
All right. Let's get this shit done. Like that. Get the hell out of here. Don't know where they're hiding at. But you know what? I'm sure they'll show up in a second. Actually, I know they'll show up in a second.
Hold it right there. This doesn't have to end in bloodshed. this the hard way, and we can end this peacefully.
I didn't think you Batarians knew the meaning of the word.
Look, I'm just doing my job here. Hijacking this rock wasn't my idea. I signed on to make a little profit. A quick slave grab, nothing more.
This isn't just a slave grab anymore. Millions of people are gonna die.
Damn right they are,
Don't you
Shepard.
think I know that? I'm just following orders here. If it were up to me, we'd have already left.
Well, it's not too late. You can still leave.
I don't think so. Bollock would skin me alive and sell my hide out of spite. Crazy bastard. This whole mission's gone to hell and I'm gonna pay for it.
So why do you listen to him?
Good question. I had a bad feeling about this from the moment we landed. Now Bollock wants you dead. And what Bollock wants, Bollock gets. You can't change that.
Do you always want to be second in command? Get me out of here and I'll take care of Balak. Then you can start giving the orders.
I don't know why I try to save these guys. They're slavers to anyway. Even though they didn't want to do this, they were still slavers, and so they still should die. But
With your promises, for both our sakes.
Balak will get what's coming, and so will you if I ever
But-
catch you in human territory again. Are we
you know
clear?
what? Having at least some Batarians on my side
Hold up in the main facility. You'll need this to get
by the time of Mass Victory might actually be
bastard.
helpful.
Let's go. We're getting off this rock.
Whatever. What's done is done. I let them live. Oh, okay. Don't even care. Let's see here. Did I get anything good for you guys? Oh, there's a lot of shit. Alright. Rex, what do we got for you? Nothing, it would seem. Tally, got anything good for you? You know, I'll chill that. And that. I only intend to keep the X's anyway. For all these crappy Solarises. Alright, and I should actually be able to save now that I think about it. Why do I have so many Colossus armors? You know what? I don't even care. Anyway, I should be able to save now. Yes, I can. Alright, that'll end it for today. See you all next time. Save game. I almost have 100 saves already. God damn. Alright, see ya.